Hello everybody, time for another video animation. Today I'm going to talk about why Chicken Little is a psychological disaster. Now before I begin, I have a disclaimer to say. I am not against Chicken Little. It's actually, I actually enjoy Chicken Little. I'm just explaining why Chicken Little is actually a psychological disaster because really, Chicken Little is not a black sheep for the sake of being a black sheep. It's a psychological disaster. Now, with that out of the way, let's get into it. Now, see, the early 2000s was a very difficult time for Disney because because for the first time in their existence, their own legacy has been destroyed, and it all started with the release. It all started with actually with 2000 with the release of Chicken Run because really, this was a co-production between DreamWorks and Armin. Now, the film was so good that there was actually a campaign to get that film nominated for Best Picture, which failed. And this failure, as well as the popularity of the film, would lead to the creation of the Academy Award for Best Animated Feature. Now, of course, then came 2001 with Shrek. Thing is that what made Shrek so damaging to Disney? Because really, that movie was a satire. And unfortunately, considering what it was satiring, it proved to be a psychological damage to Disney because now DreamWorks was literally threatening their existence, which is not helping the fact that in the same year Disney had Atlantis Lost Empire. Now, on the same year, the psychological damage would continue into 2002 with Lilo and Stitch, which unfortunately, despite its success, it unfortunately lost its spirit away at the 2003 Academy Awards. It was not helping in that same year they had Treasure Man, which proved to be a gigantic flop at the box office. Then came 2003 with Brother Bear, which failure was led to the close down of their animation department in Orlando, Florida. Next year, you had Home Run Rage, which unfortunately the same year DreamWorks had Shrek 2, and again, which inflicted more psychological damage to Disney. Of course, Home Run Range really inflicted damage, led to Disney to close down their 2D animation department. Next came Chicken Little. The thing is that Chicken Little was actually greenlighted, led to the cancellation of a film called My Peoples, which was in development at their Orlando, Florida facility, which was closed down due to the failure of Brother Bear. Now, the thing is that to say that Chicken Little was really the failure really showed that really it was time for them to shut down because really it shows that Disney animation just couldn't exist anymore because but from a psychological standpoint they were finished. Unfortunately, no one understood that because no one really understands it, and because of this, Pixar foolishly decided that to save Disney when in actuality they just couldn't be saved. Well, that's all for now, and as I said at the beginning of this video, don't hate Chicken Little, I actually enjoyed it. Thank you.